Thank you, boss. Fall arrest is a system or a device that will stop you from falling or that will stop you from hitting the ground whilst you are working at heights. Are we together? So with me here, this is what we refer to as the fall arrest no limit kit. It consists of a hard hat. There's the hard hat. The hard hat must always have a chin strip for the reason that we are abide not to drop equipment when we work at heights. Are we together? So if the hard hat does not have a chin strip, you're actually commencing a wrong activity. If you're to be working at heights, you need to be doing groundwork, at least if the hard does not have a chain strip. Are we together? We will cover more onto that. Secondly, on your fall arrest no limit kit, you should get a full body harness or a body protection harness. Safe working load here, it's 120 kgs, but never exceed 150. Are we in agreement, gentlemen? All right. As you are to approach onto this harness, it's good to hold it this way, whereby you can see that this is the back side of the harness, right? Then obviously this will be the front side of the harness. If you go this way or if you approach your harness in this way, any type of harness actually, it's easy for you to kit it onto. And it's also easy to de-kit because the kitting up was done properly. I've got an A here, which will state or which stands for attachment point. Hence this becomes your back dorsal teething or your back fall arrest attachment point. Are we together? Wherever you see an A onto the harness, it means you are able to engage certain attachments. Are we together? Or your fall arrest devices. Okay, then after a good inspection has been done, obviously, we visit to this placard here. There is the date of manufacture, the manufacturer's name, the serial number, and the SABS unit standard must be available. According to the sense number, a good harness must state 50361. Are we in agreement there? 50361. Then the harness does also have what we refer to as gear loops. Each gear loop can do 8 kgs and below, which means we can't put heavier equipment that exceeds 8 kgs. Are we in agreement there? Right. Then also on some of our harnesses, the one that you're going to get just now, they do come also with a suspension trauma step. The suspension trauma step has been put in place for one to stand into. In the event that you have taken a fall, you're now hanging and you cannot be able to return back onto the structure. You then have to deploy the pouch that is at the back, then the strap goes out, then you put both feet inside. Why are you doing so? So that your blood circulation will keep on circulating, so that your cardiovascular system will keep on circulating. But now one may wonder, what is suspension trauma? Suspension trauma is a situation whereby a human being is kitted out in this harness, then the harness being connected on an anchor point. Then the weight of the human being opposing the direction of the harness that has been connected on an anchor point. This is what we refer to as suspension trauma. It is also known as the orthostatic intolerance syndrome or the orthostatic syndrome. So without a suspension trauma step, you can only withhold for more than, I think you can only do actually 15 minutes, not I think. You only have got 15 minutes whilst you are awake for rescue. If you then exceed 15 minutes, it's every 5 minutes interval, it's kidney failure, lung failure, then it shutters off the brain. Why? Because there is no more oxygenated blood that is keeping on circulating. Your cardiovascular system will be affected. We also refer to that as the orthostatic intolerance syndrome or the orthostatic syndrome or the hanging harness syndrome. So in any type of manual that states anything that has to do with suspension trauma, they can change the wording to orthostatic intolerance syndrome. Okay, are we in agreement? Any questions? So with the suspension trauma on your harness, you can do 48 hours whilst you are await for rescue. Any questions for the time being? Are we happy with that? Make sense? All right. When it comes to kitting up, gentlemen, this will be a wrong departure point. Why am I saying so? If you are to visit to this point, this is what we refer to as the quick link or the oval manier. All right? You cannot be able to attach at the back. What's the disadvantage already? What's wrong with this picture? You can't see. Yeah. You can't work there. Are we in an agreement there? But before we go there, let's backtrack. What is this? This is what we refer to as the double shock absorbing lanyard. Double shock absorbing lanyard. This is one of the fall arrest devices that we also have in the industry. I think this is the normals that you guys tend to know about, but we're going to show you more fall arrest devices as we go through today's training. So this is the shock absorber. The shock absorber will carry a safe working load of 100 kgs. The deployment stage is 600 kgs. So it's your weight times 4 and the depth that you are falling at, it then deploys. The shock absorber has been put in place to absorb the shock during a fall and to protect your spinal cord. Without this one, yeah, it's dramatically done then. All right, then these are your adjustable lanyards. They can be made longer or shorter depending with the scope of work that have to be commenced. Then here we've got 3 names, gentlemen. The norm is scaffold hooks. We can also refer to pylon hooks or the double action hooks. Good mannerisms will state that never drop the hooks to the ground because they are easily damaged if you're to go that route. Okay, so how do you access to this? As you get to the grip point of the handle, as you press there, you then access to the opposite. You let go, it must be able to return on its own. That's how you know it's serviceable. If it stays in that condition, then definitely speaking, it's not worthwhile to do its job. You have to immediately do what? Report, remove, and replace. We call it the RR system. Okay, then when that is done, obviously, I wouldn't put on the harness. The departure point, according to our fall protection plan, as stipulated in that document, it states that A must be visual to B as you engage onto such a connection. So I take my quick link, engage to the back dorsal D-ring. There's a screw gate there, all the way to the end. All the way to the